This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. All right, so we've got an update on the Yacht 007. This vessel, as you'll remember, capsized in a bay in a Greek island after apparently running aground. Before that, the story goes that the vessel hit rocks, started to take on water, and the vessel then beached onto that beach there. So the vessel is owned by a Swiss businessman, a millionaire. His name is Sami Tammen, and he was also the captain, apparently, which is very unusual. It's not unheard of, but it is unusual. The vessel was in a shipyard in Turkey called Atlas Shipyard for over 4 months, and this was after the vessel sustained cyclone damage. But sources close to the shipyard have told us of some strange issues with that vessel, and apparently when the vessel left the shipyard after 4 months, it had lots of issues with it, including only having one working generator when there's usually 3 generators on board a vessel, no working AC, plus many other issues in the engine room. Apparently bilge pumps not working in the engine room, things like this. The vessel had a safety inspection carried out before the vessel left the shipyard, and based on the information that we were given about the problems with that boat, it seems very odd that that vessel would have been able to leave in that condition. Another thing about it is that according to the records, the vessel should have had a crew of 5, and yet according to the sources close to that shipyard, there was only a crew of 3, plus that owner captain, and there was just 3 deckhands on board, which is very unusual for a vessel of 50 meters. As we said in a previous video, the vessel was launched in 2006 as a 32-meter yacht and was extended twice and ended up at 49 meters. 32 meters is 105 feet and 49 meters is 160 feet. So the police report after the accident also corroborated the fact that there was not enough crew on board, saying that there were only 3 deckhands on board and the owner captain. So according to reports in the press, there was a GPS error, which meant that the captain believed the vessel was in a different position, causing the issue. I find that story to be very strange. I mean, first of all, the vessel will have multiple GPS units on board. It should have at least 2 GPS units, also 2 gyros. So and also a professional seafarer should not need GPS to be able to tell where his position is. So I just find that story a bit odd. It could just be that the press who reported it are not, they don't really know what they're talking about, and they've sort of got the story wrong. I'm not sure. No official report has yet been released, because it's going to probably take a year for that to happen. The vessel is still in that location, hasn't been moved as far as we can tell. We got some footage that you can see on screen right now. This was from about a week ago, and you can see the vessel still lying on its side with the boom around it. And that other vessel there, that red and white vessel, is guarding, because there was a lot of people, crazy people, climbing onto the vessel, swimming around it, touching the boom, which is designed to protect people and the rest of the water from pollution. So that vessel is there to guard it and to make sure nobody else gets on board. But anyway, as soon as we get an update on that story, we'll bring it to you. All right, we'll move on now to the next story. As you know, in the last video, we talked about motor yacht Dilbar moving from Elbe 17 in Hamburg to their location in Bremen. But according to sources, including a website here, which I'll put on screen, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, the vessel, that's not the final destination for the vessel, apparently, and the vessel will be moving again. Now, the vessel is currently at the Lursen facility in Vegesack, I believe you pronounce it. However, the boat is going to be moving to Neustadt, and it will eventually go on to Berne, which are both Lursen facilities. I think one of them is an old Blohm + Voss facility, and the one in Berne has a place for long-term storage. So I think that's where the vessel is going to end up. All right, so update on Le Grand Bleu. We mentioned that Le Grand Bleu had left the port of Ponce in Puerto Rico. It was probably leaving because of this tropical storm, which had turned into a hurricane. Well, if you live on that side of the world, I'm sure you'll know about what happened there now with the Category 4 hurricane heading on over the island, and a lot of people had no power there for days. Well, the vessel did escape that, went out into the ocean halfway to Venezuela. The vessel is now back in that location. I believe it had a minimum crew on board when it sailed out as well. So yeah, there were comments that they were probably going to get fuel from Venezuela, which is not impossible, but I don't think that happened. And the vessel is now back in place where it was before the storm came and they left, and they've switched off the AIS again now. So yeah, no AIS signal for the last 2 days. One comment I got on the story about Le Grand Bleu said that the Russian sanctioned yacht shouldn't be in US territory. Well, the owner, Eugene Schvidler, he's sanctioned by the UK, but he's not actually under any sanctions by the US, and that probably explains why his boat is still there and why his boat hasn't been arrested. Because if he was sanctioned by the US, then that boat would be grabbed for sure, wouldn't it? Okay, one more story before we go, and it's about motor yacht Pacific, or Pacific X if you go by the AIS. This vessel has been in Marmaris for quite a while now, for a few months, as most vessels of Russian owners have been in Turkey. This vessel was in Costa Rica and disappeared off AIS, going through the Caribbean, and popped up in Turkey. It's been in Turkey ever since then changed the flag to Malaysia, and the vessel has been seen seemingly preparing to leave the marina in Marmaris. Not quite sure where the vessel's heading yet. The owner of Pacific is Leonard Mikkelsen. He's the CEO and major shareholder of Novatek, a Russian gas company. And it should be noted that he's not currently under any sanctions as far as we can tell. I'm going to leave it there. One other thing, we've got a new channel. I mentioned it in a few videos ago. We've got a new channel. It's called 3 Minutes of Maritime. I'm going to put links in the corner and in the description below and all that stuff. It's just basically what it says on the tin. It's 3 Minutes of Maritime. It's not limited to super yachts. It's got tankers, roll-on, roll-off ferries. It's basically things happening at sea, including accidents and near misses and stuff like that. And it's just that each video is a 3-minute video. Just bear in mind, you might see some stuff that's been repeated from this channel as the channel gets going, because we use some of the stuff about 007 and some other stories that have happened recently on the news, but we will keep it topical. And it's not a news channel, it's just anyone who's interested in anything maritime. So please be sure to check it out and go over there and subscribe and help us get that channel rolling. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any information about any of these stories or any other stories, please get in touch the normal way. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us through Instagram, through Facebook Messenger, and you can also get us on Threema. Please be sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.
Basta.